Basically, Morgan is the daughter of Conrad Eckley, who's been on the show for years. He was the chief of police for a while, and he basically had an estranged relationship with his daughter. So you get introduced to Morgan as this sort of angry but very driven, tomboyish, shoot from the hip kind of girl. She plays by her own rules, and that partially is because she, I think, is very resentful of not having a father present in her life. And she comes to Vegas because of having helped the Vegas crime scene, or the crime team, solve a crime that was sort of migrated a bit to LA, and that's where I worked in the CSI Los Angeles division. So it's kind of implied that I get let go from my job for helping the other team and going over my boss's heads in LA, and that's what brings me to working with my father in Vegas and working with the CSI team in Vegas. We're shooting a crazy season finale right now that really is a fun storyline for Morgan, so there's a lot more to come. But she's the shoot from the hip, very follow her own rules kind of CSI, and she's the whippersnapper. You know, she's the one who, I don't know, you'll see. It's going to get crazy. The thing about her is that she has a very sensitive side, despite having a tough exterior. And I can relate to that. Like, I think she's, she wears her heart on her sleeve, and she kind of really relates, has a lot of empathy for the victims of the crimes, even more than some of the other CSIs do. Even though she's been doing it for a long time, and she's a very established and respected CSI, she allows herself to feel a lot more than a lot of people do this job, and they get sort of frozen to the pain, and and like a doctor in the ER who has to see all sorts of things, and they get sort of numb to it. She hasn't gotten numb yet, and I think maybe eventually she will, but she hasn't. So first of all, she's attracted to many different types of men, and we have three at least very specific, beautiful men on the show. And so she has her moments of crush, I think, on each one of them. There's an interesting storyline coming up for her and one of the guys that it kind of shows where her heart really is. It's kind of hard for us to get together since, it's not really allowed for CSIs to work together and get together. But we ride that fine line, and it gets a little, some questions are answered.